Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. There is this horrific video circulating over on X at the moment, and I can't show you it because it is too graphic and it would more than likely terrify the living daylights out of each and every one of you, as it did me when I was watching it. But what I can do is I can describe for you what's taking place in the video. But essentially, this man, this older man, has got a copy of the Quran and he sets it alight. Now, the thing that is the most scary about this is the fact that two random Muslim men happen to just be walking by, and one of them has a knife. And he comes rushing to this elderly man that has the Quran that is burning in his hands. And the Muslim man with the knife starts to try and stab the elderly man. He starts attacking the elderly man. He takes the Quran from the elderly man, starts swearing, and starts saying, "What are you doing? This is my religion. How dare you? What's wrong with you?" Meanwhile, trying to knife the elderly man. When the elderly man is on the ground, he's kicking him and punching him, and tries to slash him when he's on the ground. And you have another man that is filming this altercation. And then the Muslim man tries to attack the man that's filming. And the guy that's filming is like, no, I'm just filming this. I got no part in this. I'm just filming it. So this is the whole issue with Western society. You allow these people in that don't actually want to assimilate, that don't believe in our way of life, in peace. Now, when it comes to burning books, for me, I don't think anyone should be burning any book, right? Unless it's an LGBT whatever book. I don't think those books should really exist at all. But when it comes to the Quran, I think if you do end up burning the book, you're sending a very, very big message to Muslims. But on the stark difference, right? If Muslims burn the Bible, which they do, I'll have you know, Christians don't get knives and they don't attack Muslims. You know why? Because Christ taught us better than that. But Muslims, on the other hand, oh no. But we're the religion of peace, man. Meanwhile, they've got knives and they're trying to defend their religion. Let's call it for what it really is, a death cult. That's what it is. If you've read anything in the Quran, you'll hear all about Sharia law. You'll hear all about men and the way they treat women. It's not a good religion at all. This video is case in point. You have a lot of violent and aggressive men, especially, that will go after anyone that they see fit to go after. They don't care because they know that they're protected. In the UK, which is where this happened, it's a two-tier policing system. They let off in Sweden when Salwa Monica, who burned the Quran in front of all these Muslims, and he knew that he was going to die. 5 Muslim men shot him dead in his apartment. They all get let off. All 5. Unbelievable, right? But can you expect anything else in Western society? We're afraid. I'm not, but they're afraid. They're afraid to do anything because of the outrage and the backlash, and they've let it go on for far too long. It's not easy making these sorts of videos. I don't want to make these sorts of videos. I hate it. But I do it to expose the reality of things. You've got 2 religions, Christianity and Islam. One is actually peaceful. The other one is a death cult. Andrew Gold goes, this is the point. This is what nobody in the liberal world wants to admit. Just as parents who trans their kids can never admit they're mutilating their kids. those who cheerily welcomed millions of far-right fundamentalist, stab-happy cultish ideologues to our shores will always turn a blind eye until it's too late. Basil the Great goes, a Muslim attempted to murder a man in broad daylight yesterday in central London after seeing him burning a Quran. It's scary how many people on the left think this is justified because he shouldn't be offensive. And the people just watching on. That's what I don't get. This whole terminology of Islamophobia doesn't exist. You can't have a phobia over something that doesn't, like, I'm not afraid of, for example, transphobia or whatever else. I have a right to fear a death cult. I have a right to fear a death cult, especially if they want to do me harm. So if you want to talk about an actual phobia, by all means, use a term. But I have a right to fear a death cult that claims to be a religion, and they say you're being Islamophobic. Meanwhile, they will attack. Meanwhile, they will hate. I think it's justified, right? But the left, and even sometimes on the right, they'll say, "Oh, don't be so hateful. Don't be Islamophobic. Can't possibly have that happen." You know, the problem with saying all that sort of stuff and then introducing all these laws, you're protecting them. Even if they do the wrong thing, which is quite often. You protect them. You don't protect actual citizens. They said, "Oh, don't be hateful. You're trying so hard to keep the peace of a group of individuals that don't want peace. They just want control. And eventually, you've made a utopia for them, and you're going to give it to them." Gad Sad says, the intolerable is tolerated in the 21st century in the West. And the British mainstream media obviously have remained silent about this attack. Why? Like I said, they're afraid. They're afraid of the backlash. And then Keir Starmer will just say that it's all the issue of the far right going after the citizens. Tommy Robinson is still in prison, solitary confinement, for warning us all. Douglas Murray warned us for years. You only listen until it's too late. And by then, it's too late. You can't really do anything, can you? Just shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. And for those asking, Jay, do you hate Muslims? Do you hate Islam? I don't. I don't hate anyone. In fact, I've got Muslim friends that are beautiful people. I love them to death. But they would never do anything like this. Not in a million years. And I know they wouldn't. Because they don't follow the Quran. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, you be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.